going on, guys? Gonna be playing some Pokemon Showdown today in the ZU tier, and using this team I made around Terrain Pulse Arboliva. If you didn't know, or if you don't know what the move Terrain Pulse even is, first of all, Arboliva is the only Pokemon that learns it in Gen 9. And second, Terrain Pulse is a move that on terrain doubles in power and its type changes. Kind of like Weather Ball in that way. Weather Ball is usually, I believe, normal and not weak, not very powerful, pretty weak move. Same like Terrain Pulse. I guess for Arboliva, it's at least stab. But when terrain is active, it becomes, you know, we have misty terrain, grassy terrain, electric terrain, and then psychic terrain. It can become any of those types and becomes 100 base power. I don't know if it like gets another boost on top of that, since the terrain itself boosts the move's power. So I think it might, but I'm not 100% sure. I always get mixed up with that. But these are the Pokemon that did learn Terrain Pulse last generation. Surprisingly, it was introduced last generation and then it was taken away from every single Pokemon that had it. And now only Arboliva learns it. So kind of funny. Powers doubles if the user is grounded, the move's type changes, and that's it. So yeah, it sounded pretty fun to try it on Arboliva. I've been actually wanting to try it for a while now. Arboliva kind of works with it, since its ability, when it gets hit by an attack, summons a grassy terrain. So instead of running a grass attack on this Arboliva, we have a little piece of dust is blowing across my desk and it is distracting me. So instead of having a grass move on this Arboliva, we have Terrain Pulse, and then we have as many Terrain Setters as we can have down in ZU. Terrain Setters that, you know, have it as an ability. So we have Electric Surge Pincurchin, and we have Psychic Surge Indeedee. So not sure how often we'll be able to actually use Terrain Pulse, since the terrain won't always be up. Probably we don't have training extender on things, but I think we'll be able to use it a little bit. Last time I used this, I used it right before Gen 8 ended, right before Gen 9 came out, and I was using it on Lucario with Rillaboom in OU, and it was like baiting in Slowbros and was able to one-shot a bunch of Slowbros. I don't know for sure if Arboliva we're going to be able to bait in things exactly, but I mean, an electric move on a grass type, you know, where maybe Articunos come in, we do quite a lot to Articuno with the electric Terrain Pulse, so maybe that hadn't happened, but we'll have to see. Let's go over the rest of the team real quick and then we'll get into the game. So we're also running a Trick Room team. So we have minus speed and just like kind of hyper offensive slow team. Arboliva is just life orbed, so we can switch up moves for our grass move. But like I said, we have the Terrain Pulse. Then we have Hyper Voice. I was gonna maybe go with the Throat Spray, but I just wanted the damage boost initially. I didn't want to have to go for one of the, you know, voice moves to get the Throat Spray active. So Life Orb kind of does that, and we can still switch up moves. And then Earth Power for coverage alongside Alluring Voice with Terra Fairy, just because it seems pretty good most of the time. Terra Fairy's pretty nice, and then Alluring Voice is pretty spammable with just max HP, max special attack, modest. I believe all of the guys should have minus speed and 0 IVs in their speed. Then we got Pincurchin. I've tried this guy before. This thing is actually crazy strong with a Choice Band, Electric Surge, and Supercell Slam. But Pincurchin is actually really strong. It's got a 101 base attack. This guy lost Rising Voltage, but it got Supercell Slam, so did it really lose anything? I mean, Pincurchin's gonna be hitting really hard. If there's ground types, we're just gonna have to be careful not to knock ourselves out. So we have Camerupt and Arboliva to help. Liquidation's kind of helpful, but like we're not gonna do a whole lot. I kind of wanted to go Tear Water for Liquidation, but I'd rather just go for Supercell Slam because it's a funny move. And then we got Poison Jab to hit grass types that resist both our water move and electric move. And then Sucker Punch. We're never gonna have Psychic Terrain up because Pincurchin's going to cancel out the train every time it comes in. So Sucker Punch will still work on this. So if Train's not up or for some reason we need the priority move, we have Sucker Punch. Then we have, for our last attacker, we have Choice Specs Camerupt. Just Choice Specs Eruption. It hits pretty hard. Earth Power for our secondary stab. Fire Blast if we're not at full health, and then Ancient Power for coverage. Choice Specs, like I said, and then Solid Rock. We receive 3/4 damage from super effective attacks, which is decent, with Terra Fire to boost the Eruption, of course. And then we have 3 Trick Room Setters, and our main one, or the one we're probably going to lead with most of the time, I'm thinking, is Carbink. And instead of going with Rocks, I'm going with Spikes. So hopefully we can get up to Spikes, and Spikes seems pretty good against or with a bunch of special attackers, since we have Camerupt and Arboliva. Maybe, to be honest, Rocks would just be better. If we had to pick one, I usually just go with Rocks, but I was thinking maybe we can get a multiple hazards, and then we also have a Dusknoir to spin block. Then you just got Mental Herb, so if you're taunted, whatever, any of these things, it just prevents it, or just, you know, it wears off immediately. So we can go for Trick Room and then a Spike, or Spike Trick Room, and then followed up with a Misty Explosion. You know, we knock ourselves out and then get to pivot into somebody and make use of the terrain turns, somebody who's a little bit more offensive. Although we do have Body Press on here with max defense and a plus defense defense nature, so we'll hit decently hard. Then we got Terra Ghost. Maybe honestly Terra Fighting would be okay because we do have a ghost type, but I'm just going with Terra Ghost in case we don't want to go into this, I guess. I don't know. Obviously using our Terra on one of these guys probably wouldn't be ideal. But then we got Dusknoir. It sounded fun to use this, and I wanted the spin blocker, so we have Dusknoir. It learns Trick Room. It's also got Poltergeist now, which is decently strong. Memento, again, to sacrifice itself and get in somebody else to take advantage of the Trick Room turns. And then we have Will-O-Wisp with the Rocky Helmet, and I'm going with the max Phys Def nature because this thing can't take hits because its HP is horrible. So even if we did want to spin block with this thing, like if you switch into it and they don't go for rapid spin, like if you switch into a Hitmontop, when I was playing Showdown last time, that thing is just extremely strong. People were running like a Life Orb on it and triple axle with Terra Ice. I think we are pretty much O-code by it, or easily 2-hit KO'd by it. And if we don't have investment, like it'll be even worse. We have Frisk instead of Pressure because we're not going to live long, so no need for Pressure. Rocky Helmet, like I said, you could go with a Colbur Berry, but I don't know how often you'll really need that. And I think we could take 2 knockoffs. It's really the other moves that I'm more worried about. With Terra Fairy, in case like Dragon Tail's a thing, Dragon Tail has less, it's negative priority, but it's faster than Trick Room still, so they could prevent us from getting up Trick Room. So Terra Fairy on this, and then this guy's a fairy, and then we also have Terra Fairy on this. Also, Will-O-Wisp could be decent utility. I kind of want to set up something with Memento, but like I don't want to click setup moves with anybody. I just rather click attack. So I don't know, maybe this should be something else, but I thought Memento still was good. But then we have Indeedee, who has Trick Room, obviously, Psychic Surge, Psychic Terrain, Colbur Berry, so we can take a Dark move, Healing Wish, so we could heal up, hopefully maybe Arboliva, but I mean, Camerupt Orb and Kirchner would appreciate it. And then we have the Psychic and Fairy move for coverage. With mixed defenses, I think we can take a Choice Banded Brute Bonnet's Crunch with these EVs. I don't know if we really need to do that, but then we can get up Trick Room and Healing Wish or something. I don't know. It's a pretty fun random team. Hopefully we can get Arboliva to actually use Terrain Pulse. Let's hop into the games. All right, we got one. And they have a ground type, so we'll have to keep that in mind for our Pincurchin. But how is Arboliva looking? I mean, we've got grass move for it, or a ground move, I guess, if our train isn't active. Our normal move should be pretty strong versus the Charizard, again, if train's not active. Versus this guy, we got the normal move. This guy, I mean, it shouldn't be able to take hit super well, but if train's active, it's just dead. Orthworm does resist everything, so Orthworm's a little annoying. And then the Sneasel shouldn't be too bad. Really, if we can just get rid of this, although actually at the same time, this thing could have Volt Absorb, but actually looking at their team, it might not, because they have this, and Floatzel looks like it could be scary. So maybe this guy's actually Water Absorb. So, Also, we have no hazard control. We have Camerupt, so we'd like to keep it at full health so we could do stuff. I think let's lead Carbink. Maybe they lead Whimsicott. No, they just lead this. Why did it say we were Life Orb, but we're not? All right. I mean, we could just go Dusknoir, Will-O-Wisp, and let them get up spikes a little bit and keep this thing around. Maybe we click one spike ourselves, just so we can get, you know, a hazard up, and then we'll go Dusknoir, burn them, and send out, I guess, our Camerupt. And probably not going to be clicking Eruption in this game because we're not going to be at full health. Sure, we'll do this. We got up 1. They don't even attempt to go for Rapid Spin, which is fair. Let's click Will-O-Wisp, and then I'll click Trick Room. Maybe we click Poltergeist first, actually. Let's do that. Knock us off. Then we can get more turns of our Trick Room. Yeah, we don't do nothing. Well, we should still be fine to click Poltergeist one more time, I think. Although, they may want to save this. But I'd like to go for it maybe one more time, and then maybe we'll go for a Trick Room. Because we're not dying, and we're not 2-hit KOing them, so... Okay, Lantern. Pretty good damage. Do we just send it? We're definitely slower than them, though. All right, we'll click Trick Room now. Yeah, we wouldn't have done very much. All right, and now we'll click Memento, I think. Knock ourselves out. Hopefully they don't go for rest. Okay, cool. Now we could go Camerupt and go for Earth Power, but they have so many ground immunities. If we go into this, I mean, we should knock them out with Earth Power, but again, this thing is what I was thinking would be a problem for it. But I still think this is probably best. We go into this and they could be Leftovers Protect, but let's see, Lantern, defensive pivots. Earth Power has a chance to KO them, but that's the best we can do. Honestly though, if they hit us though, then we get our thing active, so. But they could just switch into Charizard. I think I'd rather just Hyper Voice. All right, they go into Earthworm, yeah. Glad we went for Hyper Voice. It's not terrible. And do we 2-hit KO it? No. I wonder how strong our Terrain Pulse will be. I kind of want to just keep hitting them. I guess we can Healing Wish this thing. Cool. And it looks like it's a roll. Earthworm? Damn it, I wish they hit us though. We would have gotten our thing active, although would we have just died? We might have just died. It says Hyper Voice is 34 to 40, but that one did 31. So that must mean they're like Calm or whatever the other one is. All right, we're probably not killing this here. But we got good damage on them. What if we go into Indeedee, click Trick Room, then Healing Wish, and get back in Arboliva? I think we might be able to take 2 hits. Oh, it's really close, please. We could Terra Fairy. Earthworm to Indeedee. Man, I should have went full Fizz Def. 33%. It looks like we should take it. Don't do that. Okay, cool. All right, then we'll Healing Wish. Into Arboliva, I think. Yep. See what happens. We haven't made a whole lot of progress, and they have too many hazards. Maybe we should have Taunt on Dusknoir, because it could do that, but if we go Arboliva, it click Hyper Voice twice. We should 2-hit KO them, although they are going to get Terrain. Man, we come in and we take so much damage. I guess I could Terra Fairy, so then we're resist the body press. Did they go for, they did go for body press when we switched in, so I think we need this. So I'm a Terra Fairy, Hyper Voice, and then hopefully we can kill them with the other thing. Cool. Now we have our Terrain active, and that should be a little bit stronger. It's actually quite a bit stronger. Hit him with the Terrain Pulse. Boom. Didn't expect that. All right, now Charizard can come out. We have a Carbink. Maybe we should have boots on something. We need to get rid of this, and then Pincursion can do a lot. How much do we take? I think we almost died to rocks. I think we died to everything, right? I think it'd be better to just hit them and then we go Carbink afterwards. So we'll click Hyper Voice. Whoa, that's a lot. Cool. I think Carbink can take something. How much? We go all the way down to 64. Okay, that's good to know. Now, do I click Spike before I click Trick Room? No, actually, no, definitely not, because we can't take 2. All right, now we explode. I mean, we could body press. Maybe we'd kill. But we're not going to be able to reset these again, so... I just don't think we're going to kill them. But this Whimsicott could have, like, Encore or something. I think body press might kill. I don't know. I didn't want to go for the explosion and then they get the first opportunity. Like, they can send out something first, you know? So now we explode. Okay. Now, what is our game plan? What is there one move we can lock into to win? Electric, they have this and that. Fire, they have that. Ground, they have that. So not really. Maybe I should put boots on this, but we're gonna be way weaker then. I think we should switch into this. They haven't terra'd yet. If I click Fire Blast, they're gonna switch into this thing. If I click Earth Power, they'll switch into this. I'm just gonna click Fire Blast. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, we would have been able to kill this and then go... be able to get a hit off on something else. But that's alright. I'm not sure if it really would have mattered. I think we have too little left to be able to actually win. But we would have been able to kill something. Alright, let's see. Are they electric absorb or whatever? What? Are you serious? Dang it. I thought they would be water absorb maybe. Well, Pincurchin tried its best. I'm not going to put that one on Pincurchin. That wasn't Pincurchin. I think in that last one, maybe I should have led with Arboliva. Because I saw the Sand Slash. I was like, that would be bad. But, all right. This one, they can do rocks, but that's it. I guess maybe Grafai gets T-Spikes. Could lead Carbink, but they have both Rotomoa hands. Klotzer. That Hitmontop, like I was saying, can just destroy things. They don't have an electric immunity. So Pincurchin seems really good. Excuse me. And then Arboliva actually could be pretty good, especially if the train's up. It'd be pretty good. We can have a grass move for this and we can hit everything else pretty good. Well, I think let's lead Carbink. We have Sturdy, so. And question is, do they go for Flip Turner? I mean, actually it doesn't matter. I think we always have to click Trick Room because we're not gonna be able to do something. All right, sick. They go for Water Pulse. And now we can go for a Body Press if we want to get damage on them, or we just explode. So we're exploding. Just because they can switch it into something and then we'd get like nothing out of it, and then we'd be sitting in here with a Carbink. So let's explode and go from here. Maybe we can figure out if this is Spadef. Do we know if that's Spadef? Could Camerops kill that? They seem to have a Colbur Berry or a Rocky Helmet. Carbink to Mesprit. Spadef pivots. Our Misty Explosion did 19. Alright, so they're Fizdef. So let's see. Camerops? Camerops kills this. Without terraing. We can just go Camerops. Could Arboliva kill it? No. Or we go Pincurchin just because that the resist for that is Rotom. But Rotom 4 times resists it. Regirock. Yeah, we go Camerupt. And we click Eruption. I don't know how much Regirock would take from this. Is it possible to 2 KO it if we Terra? Whoa, okay. Do we think they're gonna just sack this? I think they might. And it could be good to Terra our Pincurchin, so I'm just gonna Erupt. According to the calc, if they were Fizdef, that didn't matter, so that's good. I don't think Klotzer dies. What? 37% chance it dies. You know what? Let's go into Arboliva. We'll get 1 turn of Trick Room. Let's do it. Aura Sphere. Fuck. All right. We died. All right. Well, we got our terrain. Camerupt would have lived that, man. Should I go back into Camerupt? Or we go Pincurchin, cancel our terrain out? Man, I shouldn't have risked it. Nah, we'll go Pincurchin, yeah. And then I don't think Rotom can take it like super well. I mean, if I tear Electric, at this point, that's what we're doing. Come on, Pincurchin. Dang, huge damage. They must be invested because I would have expected it to do more. So I think we're gonna go into Indeedee. I mean, or we hit him again, weaken him a little bit. We also can Healing Wish this, so. Nice, we're hitting our slams. Now, I think we pivot into Camerupt, block that Volt Switch, or tank a Leaf Storm, and then we're going to, what, go for Earth Power on the Regirock? Or Hitmontop? Not bad. And then we can go for Dusknoir. Let's see, they're AV. Okay. Now I think we might want to click Trick Room right away because I think this Clodster can come in and kill anything. So I'm gonna Trick Room. Can't think we're Fi. You know what? We got Indeedee. So we can't be, well, it's if they Encore and stuff like that, this will be annoying, but if they don't and they just pivot on us, that'll be bad too. So I'm just gonna Will-O-Wisp. Knock off. Cool. And then we'll save this to go Camerupt because it seems okay. We lose our choice specs, which is actually better for us. Then we'll click Earth Power. I should maybe click the Fire move actually, but that works. We'll click Fire move now. Okay, they have Mach Punch. There we go. We weaken that a little bit. That's good. Do we save Dusknoir? So then we can go Indeedee, Pincurchin. I'm not sure, but this is what I'm going to do. We're gonna Trick Room, then Healing Wish. And hope Pincurchin can just clean up. Maybe we'll have an opportunity to go back into Dusknoir, reset Trick Room. Pincurchin's gonna be hitting real hard though. But they haven't Terra'd, I don't think. You got this, Pincurchin. This guy's burned, this guy's dead. Terra Dragon Clodster could live, but it also did almost, it said it was a roll to get dead from our Terrafire Eruption. And this is kind of, I don't know, we have the multiplier of the terrain. So it might be close in power. And we can reset Trick Room with Dusknoir on all of these things. All right, look at Pincurchin go. Just hitting one move after another. Grafai. See ya. All right. Uh-oh, wait. Oh, this is where the problem, this is what, all right, so we're not gonna be able to get up Trick Room. We're just gonna lose. Yeah, we're just gonna lose to this. Maybe Pincurchin can live. Maybe Sucker Punch can do it. Maybe they go for Aura Sphere. I think that's our best bet. Terra Dragon. Uh-oh. All right. Sucker Punch. Pop. All right, that was pretty close. I think I lost some stuff pretty quick there. Something happened where I switched and didn't go for a move or... Oh yeah, Arboliva just got dead. Here we go. All right, so this Oricorio is definitely Terra Ground. But besides for that, they don't have a ground type. Could be Hyper Offense, they have a Frostlass. Could just be like a bunch of setup. But I mean, there's a Regirock. I don't know, we'll have to see. Maybe this guy's gonna phase us around too, that could happen. Also, this guy just getting up hazards is gonna be annoying for us. So just leading with something that can actually hit it, like maybe Dusknoir and going for Poltergeist twice. But at the same time, that Klotzer is kind of hugely annoying. But we could do Spikes, Trick Room, Misty Explosion on Frostlass. And then we'd get in something else. So I think we do this. And if this guy starts Iron Defensing, we have Earth Power. Maybe that'll be enough. They don't have Hazard Control, so our Spikes should stick. Actually, they could have Defog. Still, if they have Defog, that's less bad for us. All right, Thunder Wave on this is a little annoying, but at the same time, that means they probably don't have Iron Defense, so yeah. Cool. Do I just get up another one? Or click Trick Room and then go Camerupt? Or, I mean, I could even click Body Press and then go... I think I'm gonna click Body Press. I don't know if we need multiple hazards, and I'd rather weaken them, so... Well, we can take 2 more of those. We can try and Body Press one more time, then we'll click Trick Room. There it is. All right, 28%. All right. Then we'll click Trick Room. There it is. And then I will click Explosion. Hopefully they kill me. If we don't, if we get fully paralyzed. All right, cool. They're dead. They Body Press. All right. And now, do we go... This guy click Earth Power? I think that's it. Or this, click it. This thing and click Earth Power, but they have Oricorio. Does Arboliva kill Regirock? This guy's so bulky. Oh, it does. Nope, not really. Camerupt. Camerupt would destroy them. Sure. And then we'll switch it to Pincurchin if we have to. Hopefully they don't go right Oricorio, but we'll switch in Pincurchin if they do. Surprised they didn't get up a hazard or something. Okay, in comes Klotzer. What? All right. Camerupt has a lot of special attack. 408, that's, or 508, that's higher than Pincurchin. All right. Now I think we just go hard Pincurchin. If they're Terra Ground, even just as a fire type, we need him with Liquidation, so. Let's see, do they Quiver Dance? What do they go for? Double into Cacturn. I got Poison Jab. I think that's what we go for. We have Terrain up. Nice. Pincurchin punching him with his little pointy things. Ampharos. I think I punched this because we can poison it and they shouldn't be able to hit us that hard. Cool. And that's what I was kind of thinking might happen too. So, all right. And now we just click Fire Blast. So we can hit this. We're also, in case we take damage, we're actually going to be doing damage. Fire Blast should kill this too. Terra Flying. Dazzling Gleam, we resist that. Are they Assault Vest maybe? Do we see an item? They took Spikes, they could have been. Well, it worked out. And now, I think we go in DD. Because Dusknoir's actually pretty good against the Regirock too. Quiver Dance. Yeah, we just need to weaken them. I can actually click Alluring Voice and then click Trick Room and confuse them, but they could also just hit and we can get confused. So I'm gonna click Trick Room. Then we'll click Healing Wish. It feels bad to use that on Pincurchin, but I think that's what we should do. And let's see how much we do here. Pincurchin to Oricorio. Is this the original guy? Fire? All right, liquidation just kills it. So that works. It says so at least. Oricorio bulky. It still dies. If they're Terra Fairy, I'm going to really regret not clicking Supercell Slam, but most of the time they're Terra Grounds. And with Hurricane, I think that also that tells us that they're offensive. So wow, liquidation does decent damage. And they Terra'd, so no reason not to click liquidation again. Hopefully that's not a roll. Even if it is, like, Pincurchin's pretty tanky. And Pincurchin closes it out. Not bad. We didn't go Arboliva, but it just wasn't its matchup. Pincurchin came through. All right, so we got one. Hey, that's cool. All right, well, he's got a ground type and a lantern. Again, we'll find out if I would think it would maybe have water absorber because I have a ground type and a grass guy. I don't know. Although at the same time, I mean, this guy resists water, so it doesn't need water absorb to resist. But it is nice to have versus Floatzel. Then they have the Whimsicott. So many things that resist electric. So Pincurchin's not going to be as nice. Arboliva, we almost one-shotted Charizard, which is kind of crazy. That makes me want to run Terra Normal. But Terra Fairy is so nice too. You know what? I think I'm going to lead Arboliva this time because of last time the Sand Slash being so annoying. Hopefully they just don't lead Charizard. Also, Primeape could be pretty scary. I don't know. I want to have something to kill that Sand Slash. Also versus this is actually pretty good. So we're gonna click Hyper Voice. Hopefully they're not Trick. Although if they trick us, it's kind of all right. Moonblast. Wow. Let's see. All right, so they were choice specs, which makes sense based on the damage, and I guess we just kill them. All right, we got our terrain up. Terra Fairy Alluring Voice to knock them out. And then if we live, we could also go for a Healing Wish on this. That sounds pretty good. Let's go, Arboliva! Although they could be really bulky. Yeah, they are pretty bulky. Oh, but we confused them because they raised their defense. I didn't even think about that. And I don't think we actually have to worry about getting killed by anything because without any boost, that's how much they did. So I think we can click Hyper Voice now. Although they could rest. So maybe we'd want to go for Alluring Voice. But if they had a Terra, would it be like Terra Fairy? I think Hyper Voice is still... If they Terra, they could rest, but they're confused, so I don't think they would. I think they would just sack it because it's confused. And if they go Charizard, we get to Hyper Voice, which is nice. And now I think we finally go Carbink. We have the train up, which actually is nice for us. And I think we just click Trick Room and then Explode. Because they have Sand Slash who can get hazards up on us and stuff, and that's annoying. And Eruption is looking really good, so we click Trick Room. Sadly, our terrain is gone. Explode. Do they do a hazard or what do they do? Dang it, all right. So that weakens our Camerupts. If I go Camerupts, also, yeah, them keeping the Charizard around too just makes... Did they? No, they didn't Terra. That was the last game. So they have a ground immunity. Let's see, Camerupt to Lantern. And we are at 88%. Is Eruption still stronger? It is. And Eruption should kill Sand Slash, right? Rapid spin. Switch into it and go for eruption, or we go into this. The problem is we don't have a grass move. I mean, Earth Power, Hyper Voice into Earth Power probably kills like everything too. But we're gonna take Rocks and Life Orb, so we're only gonna be able to attack like 2 times. Maybe we don't need to, like maybe that's all right. So we can attack twice. I think this is okay. And I don't think they would Terra Ghost here. They haven't seen the grass move, so I think they would expect us to have a grass attack. So we should be able to Hyper Voice, Intuit KO something, and hopefully be able to just get a kill now, or get one more kill, and then we'll let this go down. Didn't use the Terrain Pulse, but I mean, it was much better as a lead than I think our other things could have been, or would have been. Just click Hyper Voice. All right, they save that. Pretty nice damage. Now, are they Water Absorb, or are they Volt Absorb? Pincurchin? We're not gonna die. I don't think we're gonna die. I think they might be Water Absorb. I don't know, they have a grass type and a ground type. If they're not if they're not Volt Absorb, they should definitely die. Let's go! Let's go, Pincurchin! Let's go! All right. Now we're gonna reset Trick Room. I mean, we should live a hit from Charizard if one of these guys come out. We were to hit, but on Charizard we could reset Trick Room, I think. So I think we can go in DD Trick Room. Hopefully this isn't a throw. I think we can take 2. Oh no! Oh, they're in Blaze! That is a throw. All right. So it's gonna come down to Dusknoir's Trick Room. Whoops. All right, Dusknoir, you got this. Trick Room. No, stop. Don't do that. Whoa! All right. Now, I think we go Dusknoir. We're fully Fizdef. We click Trick Room and hope for the best. I didn't think about Roar. I forgot they sometimes have those. Oh, all of the Trick Rooms coming through. I forgot about it. I think we Trick Room. And then I think I Poltergeist. They can't rest for one more turn. Our Memento is going to give them a lot of attack, and it would give this guy a lot of attack too. Thankfully it dies. If this wasn't Water Absorb, that would have been a really sad ending. All right, and then we'll click, I think we click Will-O-Wisp. Gunk Shot. Whoops. Oh, I meant to click Skip Turn there. Well, oh, and they must have been Scarf. They must not have been Bulk Up. I don't know. I was thinking Bulk Up, and then after I clicked Will-O-Wisp, I was like, does it even matter that I'm clicking Will-O-Wisp? But it probably would have was good. And then I just click Poltergeist, and then we could reset Trick Room again if we didn't die, and then send out one of those guys. Dang, that was a crazy battle, and awesome that Pincurchin got to do some stuff, and Arboliva was really nice too. All right, we got one up against another Sand Slash, but that's, oh frick, now they got this. This guy's also in Electric Community, and they got the Brute Bonnet, and then Oricorio's probably Terra Ground. Arboliva though, I mean, we can hit this with the Fairy move. Normal move's probably pretty hit this. I probably could 2 KO it after Equiper Dance. Fairy move. Terra Fairy, not gonna help us a whole lot versus this. Although, they don't have to go for Gunk Shot. They could go for close combat versus us. And then we have Camerup's Eruption. Camerup's Eruption actually is probably insane. I think we lead our Arboliva, and then we have switch-ins for stuff. If we have to. This is nice, though, versus the Sandslash right away. So, I think this is worth it. And I can click Hyper Voice or click Alluring Voice. I think Hyper Voice is fine. So let's just do that. Okay, cool. And they have red card. All right. Would they knock us off here? Or would they just get up another hazard? And because they have the red card, that means like they've probably just got a bunch of setup, right? I kind of want to Trick Room and then... I don't want to use our Healing Wish though yet. But I don't want to let them get a bunch of hazards up, so... Yeah, alright. And we'll click Alluring Voice. Okay, that's good. They went into this. We don't do very much damage, but... Wait a second. Oh, Pincurchin's faster. But this thing is faster than everything else. They are leftovers. So what are they? Nasty Plot, Dark Pulse? I mean... The funny thing is they can't boost because of Alluring Voice, so... We have a Colbur Berry. I think we just keep hitting them. Cool. Yeah, well, Alluring Voice again. Their Nasty Plot 2 attacks. Pain Split? And they're faster than us because of Trick Room. Okay. I totally forgot about... I knew this was like an offensive team because of the red card this, but I didn't even think for a second that Spiritomb would outspeed my entire team because they're so slow. Although Pincurchin is faster. I did hover over that and see that. So, but I'm not trying to switch in Pincurchin on this, especially when they have 2 electric immunities still. If we can get up a single spike, or no, we need 2 spikes, right? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty huge, actually. Okay. Do I click Healing Wish or do I click Alluring Voice? I mean, this guy had the Colbur. I'm not sure Dusknoir can take one. Although Dusknoir is actually pretty good because we could burn this, but we'd have to like Terra Fairy probably. We might be able to take one. I think I'd rather store Healing Wish. Okay, cool. Then we could go Dusknoir and click Will-O-Wisp, and I think we'd be all right. Or we click Trick Room, then do something just because they could switch into something and sack it. Although Dusknoir could be pretty nice at the end. If we go Carbink, I think they're probably going to switch into this guy, right? Although they could just attack. But I think Carbink for sure could take one. Let's see. Brute Bonnet. Brute Bonnet offensive. I'm not sure if Dusknoir could. No, Dusknoir could, but he can't take a Sucker Punch into that. Carbink. They might not have the grass move for one. But I think we could take one and then a Sucker Punch and then hit him with the Body Press. And then we can save Dusknoir. Oh, crap. All the hazards. I think we're all right still. And then if they go into this to like try and get it in before we get up hazards or something. I don't know. This guy's in and it's used as booster, so I don't know if they do that, but we could also hit this with a Body Press and then get it in range of something. What the? Oh, this doesn't take into account that? Why didn't it? Oh, it doesn't have it. That's why. All right. Well, we just got dead. Well, let's see. Does Dusknoir survive? I thought it would too, but according to this, no, it doesn't. So we have to Terra Fairy. Well, I probably shouldn't have. Yeah. Having wasted all the time to calc it incorrectly. I think we'll Terra Fairy Will-O-Wisp, then Trick Room, maybe? If we burn them, then we get another turn of Trick Room. And I'm a Terra Fairy. Well, all right, let's calculate without the burn. I mean, we have to Terra Fairy, so hopefully they just go for Crunch. We can burn them. Then we get to click Trick Room. And then a Memento. Or maybe we actually click Poltergeist. Now we get more turns of Trick Room this way. I don't know. I thought that I totally was like, I totally expected our Carbink to live. I was surprised that it wasn't doing more. I calced a little bit before clicking record too. God, I'm an idiot. And I was like, man, Brute Bonnet's not doing very much damage. Would I go into Pincurchin, click Liquidation? Or we go Arboliva? Arboliva actually might be okay. But Terrain's going to, or Trick Room's going to end, and then they're going to get in Oricorio, and that's going to suck. If I go Camerupt and get a Ancient Power raise, nothing's going to... We're taking so much damage from hazards, nothing's going to survive a hit, so... I mean, this can maybe take a hit from Brute Bonnet, because it's burned. But we'll hit all these other things pretty hard. I think we'll probably just lose to this. Sucker Punch won't kill it. Oh, maybe I should have played for that, but no. Even with the defense drops. And then locking a Sucker Punch. Well, not calcing right versus the Brute Bonnet. I think we would have had a few other things to work with, but going for Poltergeist on the guy's item that I watched get removed wasn't a good way for that turn to go. All right, here we go. Not a ground type in sight, but they could have a Terra Ground on something, but I don't see it. They have Rabsca with freaking Revival Blessing though, which makes me want to get up a Spike or something at least. This thing can also do Taunt, but it only have a Stealth Rock, so just getting up Stealth Rocks, I think I'm super comfy to lead with Carbink. If they taunt us, we can get up a bunch of spikes, or we can, you know, still get up our thing. So we'll Trick Room, then start spiking. I mean, I could Misty Explode, but I was thinking this guy might be sashed, but actually, it could just be like Leppa Berry. And spikes, I mean, Floatzel's gonna die to anything. Snorlax is gonna die to basically any, well, no, it's not. It's not gonna be able to, I don't know, spikes would be good for Pincurchin, for Shaman. I'm gonna get up one spike. Let's see, they taunt again. Okay, cool, I'm glad that's what we did. Now we'll explode. And then we'll probably go Pincurchin. And they Drain Punch. Okay, I think Supercell Slam could 2-hit KO this and would like just destroy everything else. So we definitely go Pincurchin. We hit him with the Slam. 130 base power Slam. With a Spike, could we KO Shaman? If they have Terra Ground, something's coming out. No. Rabsca doesn't live. Rabsca, offensive Trick Room, Supercell Slam. They took a Spike. Supercell Slam. No, they're Fizdef. They have a Citrus Berry, Revival Blessing. They're back. Do I just go for it again? Man, I wish I Terra'd because we would have killed Okay, Memento. And then what? We're gonna send out Honchcrow and set up? Or Snorlax? Shaman. I don't think this guy's gonna really like set up, but wait, it does get Swords Dance actually. If they just fire off Seed Flares though, I'd rather like go into this, I think. So, okay, we give them the Terrain. We also get Spidef dropped. They could have Air Slash, but this protected our stuff, but we also gave them Terrain, but we're gonna cancel the Terrain, so it doesn't matter. Everything we have cancels Terrain. We're just gonna Hyper Voice. Nice. We take that, and we're hitting them pretty hard. And click Hyper Voice again. They have a Snorlax there, so that guy can come in. And I'm definitely just going to keep clicking Hyper Voice, I think, just because this thing's annoying. All right, it's just like a Revival Blessing kind of spammy team, which is cool. All right, I can go Pincurchin on the Brave Bird, but I don't know how well we take knockoff. I'm tempted obviously to go into this because of the Terrain, and then we have like Sucker Punch protection, but it can't take a Brave Bird probably, or two Brave Birds. So Pincurchin sounds like good. Although, maybe I should have just sacked this thing. Does Honchcrow kill us with Sucker Punch? Well, it doesn't have to Sucker Punch. It can just go for knockoff. Are they Life Orbed? We don't see a Life Orb. Oh, they don't have knockoff. They don't learn knockoff anymore. Okay, so we don't die. Supercell Slam. Nice. What? All right, they just die. Float Soul. Oh, our Arboliva with the electric train could clean up, but the train's gonna end. Do I sacrifice Camerupt? Or sacrifice Indeedee? And then go Dusknoir? That would be our last two terrain setters if I did that. Or we sacrifice Camerupts because this guy could have like Aqua Jet. I think I'll sacrifice Camerupts. Okay. Is a Healing Wish stored right now? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. So now we go into Dusknoir. Whoever they send out is going to steal a Healing Wish, which is kind of good. Hopefully Dusknoir can live. Cool. They take a bunch of recoil. And now we click... I think we just click Memento. All right, so I just stayed in. And then we'll go... Kind of like this, just because it'll protect from this thing. Also, they might die to an Alluring Voice, so I'm just gonna click Alluring Voice. Like this thing might. I know they're gonna get the Healing Wish though now. I wonder if this guy's bulky. I'm gonna click Psychic. Alluring Voice doesn't do anything unless they've already had a stat raise. So I think we click Psychic. Hey! That wasn't cool. And they have Night Slash. So I think this is what we do. Hopefully they don't Brave Bird. Damn it. Alright, well they're still dead. Alright, we're dead to that. Pincurchin, though, with Terra Ghost could hit this. Or, not Terra Ghost, but Sucker Punch could hit it. I wonder if we just kill it. No! Dang it. Well, I misplayed with the Honchcrow. Terra Electric. Darn it, man. Well, I'm a fan of the revival spam. That's pretty fun. Well, I want to keep playing. These games are going by so fast, and they're all so fun and random. But I think this has got to be where we call it. Honestly, like the team it works sometimes, and these attackers are surprisingly scary. Camerupt, I think, is the one that's been or I could have probably used the best. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just more excited about Pincurchin or Arboliva, so I've been thinking about them more. But Eruption Camerupt, this guy usually puts in a ton of work when I used it, so I think I definitely could have gotten it to do more. But this team, though, doesn't have any hazard control, and then when they just get up a bunch of hazards, our Eruption's not at full power. So overall, I think we used Terrain Pulse like once or twice, and it was only with our with the terrain that we got that was summoned from getting hit ourselves. So not a great use of it. Honestly, I don't know how you would make the best use of this. Pairing it with just maybe just using it on like a psychic terrain team, you know, just having one like terrain extender and DD. But the problem is, I guess maybe we just run Harvest, and then we just run it with psychic terrain, and then we'd have Harvest to heal, and we'd have a psychic move to hit poison types that resist grass. Or we could run it with electric terrain, and we'd still have Harvest, and we could do something interesting with it. That probably would be the better way to do it if we're actually trying to get to use the Terrain Pulse. But we got to use Arboliva. It's just a pretty strong attacker, which was still fun. But yeah, probably just like a single terrain Harvest, not Seed Sower, and then we'll just have it as a random coverage move. But that sounds bad, because if we're running Harvest, we'd want to like be bulky. I guess we could be a bulky attacker, but we don't have a way to boost our special attack. So we could run a berry that boosts our special attack, but those aren't the best. Executor pulls it off, but Executor has Calm Mind. It also has other boosting moves. So yeah, it was still fun though. Pincurchin was funny, and yeah, fun trick room setters. So yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your day. There'll be a Pokepace of the description, and there's a Pokepace of the team in the description. And thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. God, it's hard to talk.